Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's U.S. End-of-Week Deep Dive, covering market moves in indexes, sectors, stocks, and global markets for the week ending Friday, August 1st, 2025. Kicking things off, I'm Max Profit. Key indexes all closed higher this week. The S&P 500 index and the Nasdaq Composite Index both reached new all-time highs. The S&P gained 91.87 points to 6,388.65, while the Nasdaq rose 212.66 to 21,108.32, both showing very strong positive trends. Market breadth was notably strong this week. The S&P 500 saw 381 advancing stocks versus 112 declining. The Dow showed similar strength with 25 components rising against just 5 falling. The Nasdaq registered over twice as many advances as declines. Looking at weekly returns, the S&P 500 led major indexes with a 1.46% gain, followed by the S&P 400 mid-cap at 1.47%. The Dow added 1.26%, while the Nasdaq rose 1.02%. On a 10-year basis, the Nasdaq Composite leads with an impressive 15.3% average annual return. The S&P 500 follows with 11.9%, while the Dow has averaged 9.8% annually over the same period.
Checking out best and worst performing equities, I'm penny stock. Leading the pack, ABIVAX soared over 568%, hitting a new all-time high at 66.49. AI and Orius Greenway followed with gains of 292% and 279% respectively. The weekly returns were remarkable. AB4X showed exceptional strength with an average daily return of 117%. AI and Orius Greenway maintained strong momentum with daily averages above 42%. Looking at longer-term performance, AB4X stands out with a 462% annual return. AI shows a 209% yearly gain, while Mill City Ventures 2I demonstrates sustained growth with a 67% 10-year annual rate. Among large caps, West Pharmaceutical Services led with a 24.9% rise. TE Connectivity hit a new all-time high at 208.6, marking its 6th consecutive weekly gain. Baker Hughes maintained strong upward momentum. Weekly performance shows West Pharmaceutical Services averaging nearly 5% daily gains. IQVIA and LAM Western both showed strong upward volatility with daily returns over 4.6%. Looking at long-term metrics, TE Connectivity stands out with a 13.2% 10-year annual return. West Pharmaceutical Services and IQVIA both show robust decade-long performance above 10% annually. On the downside, Erayak Power Solution plunged 95.8% to an all-time low. Garden Stage, Limited and Ocean Pal also hit record lows, dropping 92% and 88.5% respectively. The weekly decline was steep, with Ocean Pal averaging minus 32.8% daily returns. iCore Connect fell 86.2%, while showing flat price movement for 28 days. Replimune experienced strong downward volatility. Small cap stocks faced significant pressure this week. Erayak Power Solution plunged 96% to 13 cents, hitting a new all-time low. Garden Stage Limited dropped 92% to 13 cents, while Ocean Pal fell 89% to 19 cents, both recording new lows. Among large caps, Charter Communications led declines, falling 19% to 309.75, marking its third straight weekly drop. Texas Instruments and Pfizer also struggled, with drops of 15% and 14% respectively, showing strong downward trends. Weekly returns highlight the intensity of the sell-off. Charter Communications posted the largest decline at -19%, with average daily losses of nearly 4%. Texas Instruments and Pfizer each averaged daily drops around 3%. Looking at longer-term performance, LKQ shows the most concerning pattern, down 17% over the past year with a negative 15% three-year annual return. Despite recent weakness, Chipotle Mexican Grill maintains a positive 21% three-year annual return rate.
And now on to U.S. sector performance, where healthcare leads with a 3.4% gain. Basic Materials shows strong momentum with an upward breakout after consolidation. Industrials hit a new all-time high, marking its fifth consecutive weekly gain amid upward volatility. Market breadth shows broad strength across sectors. Basic Materials displays particularly robust internals, with advances outpacing declines by more than 4-1. Industrials maintain strong breadth with nearly 80% of components advancing, while healthcare's advanced decline ratio reflects more balanced participation. Looking at returns, Industrials leads year-to-date performance with a 17.5% gain. Communication Services follows with an 11.3% increase, while Basic Materials has advanced 9.6% this year. Healthcare shows relative weakness, down 1% year-to-date. Over the longer term, Industrials shows impressive 10-year gains of 188%, averaging 11.1% annually. Communication Services and Basic Materials have both delivered solid decade-long returns exceeding 100%. Real estate lags with a 48% 10-year total return.
Healthcare stocks showed significant strength this week. West Pharmaceutical Services led gains, rising 24.9% to 263.51. ICWA jumped 23.9%. Amid strong upward volatility, Thermo Fisher Scientific and Charles River Laboratories advanced 15.3% and 14.5% respectively. Looking at returns, West Pharmaceutical and IQVIA both posted exceptional weekly gains above 23%. Month to date, IQVIA leads with a 26.3% return, while West Pharmaceutical has gained 20.4%. Year to date, most remain in negative territory except IQVIA. On longer timeframes, West Pharmaceutical Services shows the strongest 10-year performance with a 340% total return, averaging nearly 16% annually. Thermo Fisher Scientific follows with a 246% total return, while IQVIA has gained 165% over the decade.
Among underperforming sectors, consumer defensive shows a mixed negative trend with flat price movement. Despite overall sector weakness, technology and utilities both achieved new all-time highs, closing up for 6 and 5 consecutive weeks respectively. Market breadth reveals mixed signals. Consumer defensive shows more daily advances than declines, but monthly declines dominate. Technology maintains strong daily breadth with 455 advances versus 210 declines, while monthly figures remain balanced. Short-term returns highlight consumer cyclical's weekly gain of 1.2%, though year-to-date remains negative. Technology leads month-to-date returns at 4.4%, while consumer defensive lags with a decline of 0.87%. Looking at long-term performance, technology stands out with a 10-year return of 630%, averaging nearly 22% annually. In contrast, energy shows the weakest decade performance, returning just 30.5% over 10 years, or 2.7% annually.
Consumer defensive stocks showed broad weakness this week. Philip Morris International led the decline, falling nearly 10% and marking 2 consecutive down weeks. Dollar General extended its losing streak to 4 weeks, while Costco Wholesale showed strong negative trend in its 3rd straight down week. Looking at returns, Philip Morris posted the largest weekly decline at minus 9.9%, though its year-to-date return remains strong at 33.7%. Dollar General has rebounded significantly this year with a 41.8% gain, despite recent weekly losses. Costco's year-to-date return remains modest at 2%. On longer time frames, Costco stands out with impressive 10-year returns of 545%, averaging 20.5% annually. Keurig Dr. Pepper has gained 165% over the decade, while Dollar General shows more modest 10-year gains of 35.4%, averaging just 3% annually.
Thanks for watching. I'm Max Profit, along with my AI co-host Penny Stock. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated, and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency, and commodities. Thanks for watching.